data does permeate into the business. What are some of the ways that you can advise people to say, hey, look at creating operational flows or you know BICCs, best practice communities? What are some of those things that
Yeah.
you can help?
Number one is get into the culture, and number two, I would say, is data literacy. Like I say that, and I know that it's my baby and I love it. But if you think about it, if we empower people just to know how to use data a little bit more, and not that we're trying to turn them into a data scientist, I think that's another thing we have to. It's really about communication and transparency. Because I think when we think of data and analytics, a lot of people are fearful it's going to overtake my job, or they're trying to make me too technical. I don't want to learn how to code. I don't want to learn how to do X, Y, and Z. But instead, we just have to create clear, transparent messages throughout the company that says, this is what data is for. This is your persona. We assess where your skills gaps are, and then we teach you appropriately within the characteristics of data literacy to bring comfort to it. On top of that, you need a good community. You brought up community. You have to have a place in a company where anybody can go at any point in time and ask any question without fear of reprisal. And because I think we as adults, we forget how to question things. We lose the ability to question things. We just need to ask questions. And so, but if people aren't comfortable doing it, if they don't feel they can, that community needs to be where it is. And that community, it could be a Teams community, it could be a Slack community, whatever the community wants to be, but the company puts it there. You have some of those who are more knowledgeable that help run it, and then you have a place anybody can go. But I do think you mentioned frameworks on strategy earlier, right? You bring frameworks into how data can be used on making a decision and stuff. Couple that with data literacy, get the culture excited. That's how you can start to get it to permeate throughout the company.
Yeah, and I think also we need to create a culture of celebrating.
Absolutely.
Celebrating data wins, and celebrating data champions. Because if you're going to bring it down to a core team of data people to build data culture, you're going to run out of steam. Whereas if you can identify through that assessment process to go, hey, yeah, people with great attitudes towards data, they don't necessarily have the skills.
Yeah.
Or some pockets of skills in the business. We didn't even know we had these skills.
Yep.
Let's pull them into the community. Let's elevate their status. Let's give them the tools, and let's celebrate their victories so that you start placing your champions within the business. Pull them together, invigorate, and then push them back out.
I think celebrating and gamification of data is huge, because data is seen as math a lot of times, or technical, or coding. Well, it's not only that. Why don't we celebrate it like we celebrate other things? Hey, data was used here to make a big decision, and then this is what happened with that decision. I think that's a huge thing. People need to be recognized for using it.
Yeah. And there's also great career opportunities in this explosion of data, right?
Yeah.
As data grows, the roles and the people grow.
Yeah.
And you had a great example of somebody who drove a data agenda, took it to the C-suite, and they were like, "This is important. Actually, we need a CDO, and actually, you'd be a great CDO. You've got the passion, you've got the knowledge, you've got the community. So it does create opportunities."
Yeah, sure.
Well, and it's
evolving, right?
Oh, absolutely.
There's just so many things happening all the time. So that one individual became the CEO.